Welcome back, guys. Decisive Game 3 in CALLOUS Invitational Round 3, or CALLOUS Invitational 3 Round 6, lower bracket. And that means one of these guys is going to be out of the tournament. But before we begin, I haven't said this in a little while, please check out the description. You guys should know this by now, but the link to the CALLOUS Invitational Discord and the thread are both there. And just as importantly, I got to remind you guys about donations. We are accepting them. We've been accepting them all tournament long. We will keep accepting them until the very end. And any amount would be super cool and would benefit me and would benefit the players and just makes the tournament better as a whole. No amount too small, no such thing as too late. We're taking them all the way until the tournament is over. So if you want to get in and contribute, and I will definitely give you the credit that you deserve in multiple places, absolutely hit me up on Discord, and we will make that happen and make this prize pool, which is already insane, even better. Alright guys, let's get into it. Game 3, Undy and Blightbringer, one of these guys about to be out of this tour. Undisputed for the third and final time is on the bottom, and all 3 games he has opted to lead with Zapdos. Blightbringer has a T-Tower for the second time in a row up top, and it's going to be a BP out as the T-Tower stays in just like the previous game. And there's Breloom and Crunch. This is the exact sequence that we had in the previous game. See what happens here. It was Spore on a Celebi switch last time, but we do have some variants here. It is Spore, but that is not a Celebi. Claydol going to be on the bad end of the Spore this time. And Focus Punch thinking there'll be a switch. He's correct. Salamence comes in. That is a Fighting Resist, and he has Intimidate, so he should take this reasonably well, and he does. 29%. Salamence does have leftovers, and Breloom definitely has to be afraid here of either Hidden Power Flying, which he's 4x weak to, or simply a Fire Attack, which would be good enough. Blightbringer knows there'll be a switch, and he opts for Dragon Claw, Chunk Zapdos on the way in, 47%, indicating a fully special or a mixed Mence. Celebi comes in now, Baton Pass from Zapdos, finds Lax. Yeah, this looks very, very similar for Undisputed as in the previous game. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's opting for a similar team. Fortress comes in. He gets body slammed on the way in. Power not found other than Fire Blast, which Snorlax sometimes but rarely carries. Fortress is not in danger here. And indeed, he does not show that. Nor does Blightbringer play around it. He takes his chances. If he's got it, he's got it. Doesn't seem that he does. And there is Spike's Flare number 1. Milo now comes in. So we've got a kind of like a Magdoll variant here for Blightbringer. This particular Mag for Blightbringer does not actually trap Skarm, but it does Spike, and it gives him a potential backup spinner as well. So pros and cons here, kind of like a funky Magdoll variant for Blightbringer. Whereas Undisputed is opting, it seems, for just one of his traditional, very aggressive, unpredictable, mixed offense with a bunch of Focus Punches. And indeed, here's another Focus Punch, 34% on the incoming Fortress. But does the Lax have a Fire Attack? It certainly does not appear that he does. He goes Focus Punch again, thinking there's spikes, but no, that's disrupted by Earthquake. That is probably simply predicting the exact move that he made, the Focus Punch. And Blightbringer going to get some free damage there and some free lefties, so favorable turn for him. Focus Punch again. And Spike, so this time Focus Punch will work. Last time it did 34%, this time it'll do 32%. See what they both want to do here. It's all mind games. The question is, does Undisputed have a move that hits the Fortress meaningfully other than the Focus Punch? And it simply ends up being a self-destruct. There's a crit here that I don't think mattered, and that's going to end up in a trade. However, there are 2 layers of spikes beneath Undisputed's team, and it is unlikely with the kind of team that he's running that he's able to remove those. Zapdos and T-Tower now. Immediate BP out. T-Tower again opts to stay in. He went Crunch in this situation last time, and he goes Crunch in this situation again. Breloom lives it, taking only 34%, but Breloom is now fighting for its life. Salamence comes in. I don't know what Breloom can do here that would be meaningful. Stun Spore there. A surprise double powder there with both Spore and Stun Spore. That's a cool little tech, but it does not connect here. An unlucky 75-25 miss against Undisputed is going to enable the Dragon Claw KO, and Undisputed at this point, I would say, is clearly behind, both down a Pokemon and with the 2 layers of spikes beneath his team. Gengar is going to scare off Salamence. Hidden Power Grass there. Nice prediction. He knew that the Salamence was not going to stay in. HP Grass obviously would have bounced off of that. Claydol comes in. It's still asleep from before. Here's Ice Punch, 34%. Comparable damage to the HP Grass from before. And Claydol remains asleep. It's only killed the one sleep turn. Ice Punch again. Claydol trying to wake up. He does wake up at a crucial time. He gets a Psychic off. Does not find a crit, which would have been the ultimate luck, but it's still heavy damage on the Gengar, which definitely could matter down the road. Nevertheless, Claydol stays in, doesn't see a lot of purpose in this match, and he's probably right. There's no spikes for Undy, and we've got ourselves an even game. 4-4 now. 2 layers of spikes beneath Undy, 1 unrevealed for Undy. Hidden Power and a Pursuit is going to be good enough. Gengar falls and Blightbringer regains the lead here with his special Tar. Tar comes in for Undy now. We've seen only Fire Blast. This also could be a special Tar. It also could be mixed. Milotic comes in as the answer. Seems like a safe bet against special Tar. HP Grass comes down here. 34%. Milo faster. Or no, T-Tar faster based on the lefty. So there is an opportunity here for a critical hit HP Grass, but he doesn't go for it. And Zapdos comes in on the recover turn. If Milo has Ice Beam, it might consider staying in here. There doesn't appear to be an amazing Zapdos switch if it has HP Ice. Celebi is the play to make, but it does in fact have HP Ice. So Celebi now needs to be careful about a critical hit here, which would be devastating for Blightbringer. Doesn't find it. This is an obvious recover turn. I guess he could get greedy and go for Leech Seed if he has that. Only thing we have seen from the Celebi is recover. He's now out of crit range, so it would be a great Leech Seed turn. Goes the Salamence into something that's likely to HP Ice him? I don't know about that. I'm not sure what that was trying to catch. HP Ice seems so obvious there. I don't know about that play at all. But Blightbringer is going to lose his very healthy Salamence. It goes down from 71%. I definitely question that play. And this game just got a lot closer at 3-3. We've got ourselves a T-Tar mirror match now. Crunch the best thing he can do. Does either guy have Brick Break? The faster T-Tar belongs to Undy. Hidden Power Grass and Brick Break. Blightbringer's got the goods. And there is the knockout. That brings us to a 3-2 situation. Undy still has not shown his last poke, though I think it is fairly logical that it would be a bulky water of some kind, or maybe an offensive water. Swampert or Coon makes a lot of sense to me. There's Para via Thunderbolt, 10% chance of that happening. Doesn't seem to matter in this instance. The crunch gets off, and T-Tar will die to the subsequent hit. And there it is. HP Ice will be good enough, just in case Celebi comes in, but it didn't. So we've got ourselves a 2v2. Celebi on Zapdos now. The question is, does Celebi play it uber safe and recover here, or does he just attack? I think you just attack. BP is going to show us what the last poke is. It's Swampert. There's 2 layers of spikes. Psychic, yes. Now the question is, does Celebi have HP Grass or Giga Drain? If it does, that will be good enough, and Blightbringer will knock out Undisputed. He goes recover, though. Does he not have it? An uber conservative play. I don't understand the recover. He was at 80-something%. I think you just Psychic there again. But he sees it differently. He recovers thinking it would be a Protect turn, and that is not the case. That seems like a clear mistake, in my opinion, for Blightbringer. I think you Psychic there all day, every day. Now he's giving Undy a window back into this game. He's recover spamming and begging for a crit or a freeze. Blightbringer trying to choke away this late game here. This should be Blightbringer's game, given what we know the last 2 pokes for both of them to be. Blightbringer should have this in the bag, pending double freeze from Undy. Yeah, I don't agree with Blightbringer's play, but I think he's going to get away with it. Freezes would be necessary, but this Swampert is just sitting here getting lefties after lefties after lefties and just recovering itself all the way back up. Blightbringer is insisting on recovering. Now he finally Leech Seeds. Here's the opportunity. No! The critical hit comes! The critical hit comes! And now all of a sudden, Blightbringer is 1 freeze away from losing here. What a disaster! Ice Beam, critical hit, and a freeze! The freeze comes! Unbelievable! Milotic better thaw or Undisputed is going to steal this game with the Zapdos. Could this really happen? Here comes the Zapdos. There's no thaw. He only has one turn to thaw out, or Undisputed is going to steal this. Is this going to be the robbery of the tournament? There's the Thunderbolt. He thaws. And there is the Surf knockout. He thaws at exactly the time that he needs to. Unbelievable. There is still a chance here for Undisputed to rob him, but Blightbringer with the clutch thaw at the exact time that he needed. Undisputed fishing for the crit, doesn't find it. Now on this next turn, he either fishes for it again or he tries to refreeze the Milotic. But what a ridiculous sequence. Blightbringer tries to throw the game with some sketchy Celebi decisions, only to be bailed out by thawing at the miracle perfect time. This is still not over, but Milotic is in great shape. Blightbringer seems to have recovered. Undisputed will go down with one more Surf, so it's now Undisputed that needs the miracle. Will he find the Ice Beam Freeze one more time? No! And Surf is going to end the match. Blightbringer, despite a couple of late game hiccups, is going to take out Undisputed, and he can now say that he has beaten Roro and Undisputed in back-to-back rounds in a high-profile ADV tournament. And I don't know how many people out there can say that, maybe nobody other than Blightbringer. Not going to crap on the late game stuff too much. I don't like the way he played with Celebi. But all in all, Blightbringer has had a great tournament, and he is going to be balls deep. He is going to be in the top 6 somewhere and is in great position to make the final run and make some deserved cash money in this tour. Undisputed having by far his best CALLOUS Invitational this time around, but he's going to be knocked out here in round 6 by Blightbringer, short of the money, but with a very solid and respectable finish. What a thrilling late game. This game far closer than both of the first two. The first two were both fairly one-sided. This one was great. Excellent way to end the series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Definitely leave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel if you've not already done so. It helps me out a real lot. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Looking forward to even more round 6 content, and that is coming up as soon as it happens.